What's up, guys? It is good to see you inside my house. It's actually really nice to be inside the house because I have lights. I actually have fancy lights that allow the whole... Well, there's a light over here. Why you can see there's a light here. And there's a light over here. But then there's lights on the opposite side of the room that I have projected straight this way to help just better light up my face for you to enjoy more. If you're wondering what the hell I'm doing, I've collected a few more things, and I used to post videos in the past when I would collect some things that I was kind of happy about. So I got them here to show you. Ready, I have a lot, actually. I didn't record a video of things that I've gotten since prior to losing my license, so there's a lot of shit. Now, when I show you all this, I want you to remember that this has been like a 6 to 8 month, maybe, more better yet, span of time. So yeah, it looks like I grabbed a lot of shit, but at the same time, I got it so sparsely throughout the time, that it really wasn't like every day I was bringing shit home kind of thing. But, start off with my awesome VHS movie collection. I mean, anybody in this world that doesn't understand me, I'm sorry, I don't really understand why one day I decided that I was going to start collecting VHS tapes when they're kind of worthless. But see, how I see it is one day they will become not worthless, they'll actually be worth something, because everybody nowadays, they just throw them away and get rid of them because they're fucking VHS tapes. Like, we got DVDs, why the fuck have a VHS tape? I got a VHS player and I watch them motherfuckers, so it's cool with me. But, but in this 8-month span of buying more VHSs, I've come to some revelations and kind of set goals / limits for myself, because I kind of caught myself back when I first started buying VHS tapes that I'd just see a movie that was like, hey, I want to maybe see that movie because I never have, or I saw it once when I was a kid, or I saw it in theaters when I was a kid but just never owned it, or whatever be the case. I was grabbing shit. Well, then it comes down to the point that I'm looking at my fancy shelf that I built for my VHSs, and when I was looking at it, I was like 95% of these movies, if people were like, oh, you really like that movie, this is one of your favorite movies, I'd be like, nah, not really, it's okay movie. I was just collecting movies. It wasn't really even had to be a movie that I liked, kind of thing. So I changed it, said only get the movies that you ever had a quote-unquote obsession with at some point in your life, kind of thing, which is still a lot of movies. I love movies, but that also still kind of led to me collecting a lot more shit that I still felt like I was collecting more than I should have. So I'm now narrowed down to 3 main objectives as to why and what would lead me to buy a VHS. So there are a lot now that I don't buy because there's no point to me buying them. But 1, if they're in the big box set, a big box that has all the movies of the series or whatever in it, I'll buy those. I love those. Those are actually the collector's edition version things of VHSs anyways, so it works out. I'll buy the individual ones if it's a set. So all the Star Wars and all the whatever, Lord of the Rings or whatever it be the case, I'll buy it. So if I go and there's only one of the Lord of the Rings, I won't buy it, because I actually already own quite a lot of the first and few of the franchise series movie things, but yeah, I won't just buy it. But if I go and there's all the movies right there, I'll buy it, because that's a set. That's different. I can more easily in the future sell a set off than it would be to be like, I have this one random movie out of a set kind of thing. So that would be the other thing. And then the last but not least one, which is my favorite, and is the one that I've been getting into a lot more recently because I've been finding them a lot more recently, but is snagging VHSs that have never been opened. And that to me is like, I don't know, it's just, I enjoy it because those are really the ones that will end up getting you the most money in the long run because they've never been opened. I'm not going to open them, and I don't know how long I really hold on to them, but say 40 years went by and I still had these motherfuckers, I guarantee you they're worth more than the 50 fucking cents I paid for it. So, cha-ching. But yeah, so first we're going to start off with the singles. These are just individual movies that I have picked up because, like I said, I was still grabbing things, even though I just told you the progression of how I just changed what I decided to go after. That is also how I'm going to show you the movies. So I've got about 10 movies, say, that are just random, and then we got the big box sets. We got the big movie sets and like the number of movies kind of thing. And then we have unopened. So, getting into this, I gotta lean this way. I got things ready, kinda-ish, closer to me to make this a little easier on us all. So we'll start off this path with Jurassic Park numero uno. Now, would I much rather had the whole set? Yes. But, it wasn't there, it was just this one. And this one's actually a really nice condition for being as it's an older movie. So, I grabbed this one. The original Die Hard. Good ass movie. Another reason why I grabbed this one is because I purchased the second one, and back when I first started collecting, I purchased the second one, and ironically, I purchased the third one, but it's ironically the second one inside the third one's case. So now, in theory, even though I need the second case and I need the third movie, which is going to be impossible to find, that like that, but I have now the first movie, the first case, second movie in the third case. So it's just helping to create that collection is what some movies do end up having to be bought like that. Like this, whoops. They didn't have any other of the blades. I actually bought this like a week ago, so it kind of goes against me talking about how I won't buy the individuals. But I don't own any of the blades. I love these fucking movies. I had them myself on VHS when I was a kid, but unfortunately got sold in the times of growing up kind of thing. And this, yet again, it's a little torn a little bit up here in the corner, but for the most part, it's like one of those arisen things, so like his body is actually, like you feel the body and the sword and everything, the letters are bubbled up and stuff. It's cool. It's a cool case. So that's also why I got this movie. Also bought at the same time, Dead Poets Society. Seen this movie one time in school. So it was like a 4-day thing where they broke it up into sections. Like, hey, you watch a little bit, watch a little bit, watch a little bit, till you finish the fucking movie. So you never probably started exactly where you left off the time before, even though they tried to do that. And obviously it's with the great Robin Williams that unfortunately is no longer with us. So when I seen this, and I seen the fact that the case was in a decent condition, I was like, you know what, I will pick that up so I can watch it again. And then this movie, I literally had just watched Dazed and Confused. I just watched this on Netflix, and then worked out that, ironically, then I found it. So I was like, I'm going to grab that too. The very first Harry Potter on VHS, opened though, because I own it like 8 times, the unopened version. I think it's this one, maybe it's the second one, I can't remember exactly, but I do for sure own the second one on VHS unopened. So I watched that, but then I was like, I don't like watching just like, I want to watch Harry Potter, let's watch the second one. Like, who does that? Like, you start with the first one, you work your way through. Like, that's just how it goes when you gotta watch the box sets. I didn't have one that was opened, found this one. It's also in decent condition, so I snaggered it. Now these movies are like the ones I grabbed because they are the ones that I super duper enjoy. This one, whew, I seen this motherfucker actually. Some of these I got in all different kinds of locations, kind of thing. So I got some from my library, Goodwill, people giving them to me, kind of thing. I don't know, it's all mixed, but this one, when I saw this one, this movie is called Dragon's Heart, and if you've never seen this movie, then you need to seriously look it up and find it, buy it, and watch it. Because it will change you. It's a fantastic movie. The CGI obviously sucks because it was done back when CGI wasn't very good. But I'll give you a very short synopsis if you haven't seen it, because of how brilliant of a movie it is. This dragon that's on the front, he's like a mystical dragon. Like, apparently all the dragons in the realm all have names and they can, like, talk and be normal. And, because dragons were, like, feared and such these bad things, they were being hunted and killed. And, there's one dragon, the main dragon in the movie. I don't remember if they're about to kill him, so he makes a deal with them, or how it works out that why he does it, but he splits his heart in half and gives it to the prince, because the prince is dying for whatever reason. I also forget that. Goes to show you how much I love this movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I have seen it like probably 40 times. But, and then the prince grows up and becomes this really bad person, and he's tied to the dragon kind of thing. So, like, yeah. So you'll have to watch it, because maybe, just maybe, I won't give any for sure hints onto what the movie could possibly end like, but maybe if the dragon dies, then the prince dies. That would be crazy, because their hearts are actually still connected, even though they're split up, because it's still the dragon's heart. See, that would be crazy if it happened, right? Boom, great movie. Happy I had it. Got it. And it's in good condition. We'll go with this one next, because the last one's going to make no sense. Gone 60 seconds. Boom, great movie, great cars. Haven't seen it in a while. Saw it, was like, it's definitely worthwhile to sit on my wall of VHSs. And last but not least, and if you do know this one, I would be super impressed with all your faces. Unless you're from Canada, then you're looking at me like, oi, I already know what you're talking about. But, a boot, I'm sorry, you say boots instead of about. But, the Red Green Show, this guy is from Canada, and, as by the title, you can tell he does a lot of stuff with duct tape. And he just, like, builds dumb contraptions out of a random junk he has, and then he uses duct tape to keep them together. And, like, 95% of the time, they don't work, but the 5% that does work, when it's, like, working, you're just like, how'd that motherfucker come up with that? And how does it hold together with duct tape? Like, some of it's like, he probably bolts it and then duct tapes the bolt up, and it's like, look, I duct taped it, and then it never comes off, and you're like, what? But, I mean, like, there are some stuff, like, one time he does, and I guarantee it's on this VHS, I have yet to watch this also, but, I guarantee, especially since he's holding an oar in the back, one of my favorite episodes is he duct tapes a rowboat to the bottom of his car instead of the top, because he says it's dumb to have to travel with your boat on your top of your car, so he tapes it to the bottom of his car, and, yeah, and then because of that, he then duct tapes the oars to the tires, and then when he gets down to the water, just drives the car into the water, and then the paddles just sit there and spin the water, and it propelled him through the water. And I mean, it worked. And so it was one of those times where it's just like, how? Like, how? How does this dude do this? So Red Green is pretty awesome. my dad and I used to go hunting down south, and for whatever reason, being 2.5 hours south of here, which puts us farther away from Canada, we could only pick up 3 stations, which was a religious channel, PBS, and whatever the television station was that the Red Green Show was on. But it was a Canadian broadcast that we were picking up like fucking probably 8 hours away from Canada. So it was very odd. But it led to a great time of learning movies. Gonna disappear over here for a minute again. I'm gonna make this video probably 2 parts, if not 3 parts, because of the fact that it's 15 minutes long, because I've been rambling about movies. So this will be the last of the video part that I do for this, and these are just the big box collections. I only got 4 that I picked up. 3 of them were definitely worthwhile. One of them was like, I've never seen this before, but when I looked it up, it's actually kind of worth some money, so I decided to grab it anyways. But we'll start with the small ones first, I guess. Saving Private Ryan Special Edition, Special Limited Edition. My bad. It's like a 2 set, VHS in the box. It's nice. It's in great condition. Great fucking movie. So obviously I was like, I'm gonna buy it. Vin Diesel starts his career in that movie. If you didn't know that, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. But yeah, Vin Diesel. That's Vin Diesel's very first Hollywood appearance is in Saving Private Ryan. And I think he does a fantastic job saving that child and then getting shot with a sniper rifle and then die. If you haven't seen Saving Private Ryan, then I apologize that I have ruined Vin Diesel's part for you. And I also don't understand how you've gone your whole entire life without seeing Saving Private Ryan. Secondly here, I got the Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King box. And I'm still kind of confused by one thing. Now, the box is in not so great condition up here. Like some water got on it or something kind of damaged it. But for the most part, the rest of it's in not too bad a shape. But this is the thing I do not understand. I own this movie already on VHS, and it's only 1. So why do I have 2 for this movie when I only have 1 for the exact same movie? It's just not the big box thing. So it's like, am I going to watch X amount on this one, and then it's going to tell me to put the second VHS in, and then I got to put the second VHS in? Or is this like a bonus thingy? Because I've looked at the tapes, unless I didn't. Hey look, Be Kind and Rewind. Somebody put that on there. Yeah, so this is Lord of the Rings Part 1 and Part 2. So it's just really confusing to think to why this one got put on VHS tapes that were small enough that needed 2 of them. But yet I have the exact same movie on VHS, and it's just 1. I don't know. But I buy it because it's in a big box. It looks cool. It's almost 3 o'clock. This is the one that I bought that was like, I don't really know why I bought it because I've never seen it. But it's a special edition of fancy box. Meet Joe Black. It might be a good movie. It's got people in it. Brad Pitt and some other guy that I've seen before. And girl. But yeah. It's not in bad shape. The box is in good condition. It's got this gray, silver, flashy color thing. It's for its special edition. It's the only reason I grabbed it. And then, like I said, I looked it up. It was actually kind of worth some money. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll grab it. And then this is the last but not least one. I may have showed this one in the past because this would have either been in the very last video I posted on my VHS tapes, or it would have been the I got this like right after I made my very last one. But I got the Lethal Weapon Legacy, and it's Lethal Weapon 1, 2, 3, and then it's Pure Lethal, which is just like deleted scenes, extras, kind of like things you would have on like bonus features on DVD, but it's a whole VHS of that. So that was definitely one of the ones, and it's in great condition. Like, wow, somebody must have died that had watched this maybe once. It's kind of dusty. That's what I was wiping. But yeah, so that was first part 1, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like would be much appreciated. You can leave a comment below letting me know what your favorite movie of all the movies I just showed you was. Dragon's Heart probably takes my heart. Get it? But Jurassic Park is also pretty amazing. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Remember to subscribe to keep up with awesome content like this awesome video that you just loved. I will see you in the next part, which will be in like a minute for me, but who knows how long it will be for you. Bye!